Welcome to the Empathic Designer podcast. I am your host Vaidishwaran. This week, we are going to talk about performance needs analysis. As a learning designer, one of our key responsibilities involve understanding the requirement of our stakeholders and advise them accordingly. A good needs analysis results in the creation of an appropriate performance intervention that will align to the goals and objectives of the stakeholders. We are familiar with the learning needs analysis and training needs analysis. This is our typical first step when we meet the stakeholders to understand their requirements. To think about this, a learning or a training needs analysis really comes into play only when we know for certain that learning is the answer to bridge the performance gap. However, more often than not, learning is not always the answer to every business requirement. While training and learning are important to organizations and its people, it is not the answer to every challenge faced by them. In other words, a learning needs analysis presents itself at a solution level. So let's talk about performance needs analysis. A performance needs analysis is positioned more at a strategic level. In my opinion, the first step for learning designers is to conduct a performance needs analysis. A performance needs analysis serves to answer more fundamental questions around identifying performance gaps and giving an opportunity for our stakeholders to introspect and reflect on their current practices and help them shift toward the future state. So you're there with your stakeholders to help them with their business problems. What's going on in their minds? From my conversations with many organizations, what stakeholders really want to address are three key needs. The first, business needs. This is typically spelled out through the business goals, objectives, and current business results. The second, performance needs. This is typically indicated through behaviors, behavioral requirements, and current practices. And the third, capability needs. Capability needs can be looked at from an organization's as well as an individual's perspective. This is typically indicated through the barriers or enhancers, infrastructure, skills, knowledge, and attributes. It is important to remember that some of these aspects are not really tangible. Understanding these three key needs is important for us to develop an accurate problem statement. So, how is a performance needs analysis done? A proper performance needs analysis is important to identify the appropriate performance intervention. It is important to remember that not all performance needs analysis would end up with recommending trainings or learnings. There are three critical areas to consider as part of a performance needs analysis: the work, worker, and the workplace. To help stakeholders zero in on their actual requirements, I recommend approaching these three critical areas through a 6-part performance needs analysis. We typically start by understanding some general considerations around the effort. This is followed by investigating specific areas such as the audience profiles, performance gap analysis, subject matter, the performance environment, and tracking and evaluation. In the next 6 episodes, I will help you understand what goes into each of these parts that will enable you to become a great partner for your stakeholders in their journey towards success. Thank you for tuning into this week's edition of the Empathic Designer podcast. If you like what you heard, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can hit the bell icon for getting regular updates from my channel. As always, if you have any questions or feedback, please leave a message on the comment section below and I'll be glad to respond. Thank you and have a great day.